Today we're going to be talking about the improvements to setups inside of PowerMILL 2019.1, Clinton. Tell us more.
Yeah, we introduced the concept of machining setups in PowerMILL 2019.0 and it was in a direct attempt to simplify the programming of parts where the component isn't just fabricated on one fixture. So as we can see in the video behind us, we've got a simple components being fabricated in two ops. It's on one fixture during one operation, then it's physically taken off, put into a different location on the fixture, and then the second operation is machined. And to organise and manage those programs in previous versions of PowerMILL, you had lots and lots of toolpaths. You didn't really have that common thread that joined the toolpaths together to a setup. And so we included setups as a concept in PowerMILL 2019, just to try and pull those strategies together and then allow a setup to be output as a single item, if you like, inside an NC program. So
almost a feature, almost.
Kind of. And it's just trying to reduce the overhead, if you like, the brain power required to manage machining components that were on multiple fixtures and multiple operations. So setups in 2019.0 provided that functionality. And it was very positively received by a lot of our own users and our customers as well. So with the 2019.1 release, we've enhanced it in a number of key ways. First of all, we've added a dedicated tab to the ribbon, which has all of that extra functionality front and center, making it easier for our users to access this goodness. But more than that, we've actually taken the concept of setups and boosted it. So a setup now has the ability to have a work plane. So for all toolpaths contained within that setup, they all use the same work plane. So it's just one less thing for our programmers to worry about. The same is true of stock. So when you start setting up the setup, you define the stock that's going to be used, and all of the toolpaths from that point on will use that stock. Simple. But arguably the most important and impressive enhancement is the concept of clamps. So again, as we can see on the video on screen, we've got multiple elements of clamps that at different points in the manufacturing process we either need to collision check against or ignore, because they're not there when we start to run certain machining operations. So for each setup we can say ignore this clamp, collision check against this clamp, and then all toolpaths will respect those settings. Without that, you'd have to remember for every single toolpath which clamp to ignore, which clamp to collision check against. So it's hugely simplifying the programming effort and time to set up setups inside PowerMILL.
And again, this has obviously been tested again. How's that gone down? There's no operator error?
No, not at all. One of our most critical internal users, based in the States, got an early preview of setups when we first released it, and he was quite sceptical at that point in time. But if we can win him round, you know, it shows the real value of the functionality, and it's just the whole concept of setups has allowed him to simplify his programming, take the hundreds of toolpaths that he would normally create and have to manage in his own head, and setups just takes that management headache away completely.
So you talked about your client in the States who's been very impressed. If somebody's watching this video and they're impressed, how do they learn more? How do they get in touch?
Well, I guess it depends whether they're an existing user of PowerMILL or they're not. So if you are an existing user of PowerMILL, you will receive the update automatically in one of two ways. The first is through the Autodesk desktop app, which is that little A that's in the bottom right corner of the screen. So just click on that and download the update. It's pain-free. If you don't see that icon, you can actually just log into your Autodesk account. I think it's managed@autodesk.com, and then you can download your software entitlement from that point. So that's great if you're an existing user. Of course, if you're not using PowerMILL today, we offer a 30-day free trial. So you can download that trial from PowerMILL.com. You've got 30 days to access all of the functionality inside PowerMILL Ultimate. So it's our highest level of capability. It's a 3-axis, 5-axis, and as an added bonus, you can actually output 3-axis NC code as well.
Good, there we are. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.